let me share the screen and we're going to get into this. I call it a scorecard. So you're going to score a whole bunch of criteria in your business to reveal how well you did. And I can almost assure you this is going to be in direct relationship to how much money you made in the last year. So, like I said, this might not be comfortable for many of you. It's not comfortable for me every time I do it because it just shows me I could have done a lot better. And that's the whole point to it. So the first thing you do, you put down your gross overall sales that came in for 2022. It doesn't have to be exact. You can fudge it and just get a basic number. And then out of that, how much of that was profit? How much of that went into actual expenses, including overhead and just everything? How much actual profit did you take home out of that? Like if you brought in 100,000, did you take home 10,000 or did you take home 90,000? So if you're doing digital products, your profit margins are pretty high. You still have overhead. Don't think that you don't have any expenses. You've got cost of internet services. You've got cost of, software, all kinds of stuff. There's a lot of cost in business. So be honest, be true, be true to yourself when you go through this exercise, because it's going to tell you how much did you really make, and not just how much you brought in, but how much you made. So that's the first step to it. Now, as many of you know, I haven't really gotten into this with a lot of the new people that have just come in through Alignable, but this is more part of the creation process. When you're lead generating, you're creating things called lead magnets, which is it's basically an opt-in form on your website where somebody can opt in for information. So it's a way that you generate leads. Your leads become your lists. So you want to have different lists. You want to have different mailing lists for every segment of your market so you can talk to those segments. Remember, each segment will have a different avatar. The avatar is that representation of an ideal customer, and it's specific to a segment, right? Unless you're De Beers and you figure out, okay, my avatar, I don't really have an avatar with demographics. My avatar is anyone in love, right? Or anyone that wants to be in love. So, there's no hard and fast rules about any of this stuff. There's always exceptions to the rule. So keep that in mind, when you're going through this. But anyway, so here you might have a lot of different list segments, but what you're to do here, and you might copy this and make 10 of these because you might have 10 different segments, but you write down what the list segment is and the size of the list. Like I said, I've probably got 50 different lists in my business. So you want to list them out, list the segment, list the size of that segment. And then you say, how many lead magnets do you have for this specific segment? Like, do you have one thing that you offer? Do you have 5 different downloads that they could get? Like if they don't take the first one, do you offer them a second one to try and get them? Or do you just give up? The more of these that you have, the more leads you'll generate. The more leads you generate, the more presentations you'll make, the more chances you're going to have to get someone to purchase your product. So if you don't have something here, that's a problem. That should be big on your radar to fix that problem. Okay, so next, how many times did you email this segment? If you're only emailing your segments once or once a year, they're not going to remember you. So it turns back into a cold lead. Cold leads are really hard to turn the tables and get them warm again. When somebody opts in, they're never hotter than they're going to be at that given point. When they opt in, they want what you've got. So don't wait a year to follow up with them. You want to follow up early and often. I mean, don't overdo it. Don't kill them. Don't make them opt out, don't accost them, but give them good information. If they don't take your list or they don't take your offer, let's say they opt in You've got a lead magnet for a free download, free PDF. They download it. They're given an offer to watch a free webinar. And you have the analytics to say, okay, well, they didn't watch the webinar. So what are you going to do? Just give up? Maybe you want to send them another email and say, hey, I noticed you haven't seen the webinar yet. It's really cool. We're going to be taking it down next week. So you might want to get in there and check it out. Or you might say, yeah, I noticed you didn't watch the webinar. I have a different thing here that I think would probably be of more interest to you. That's a new lead magnet. So again, how many lead magnets do you have? This is all about serving this one segment too. We are working on one segment here and one only. You might have 10 of these in your business. The more of the stuff that you change in the next year, the more income you're going to make. So for me to be able to double your business is almost a no-brainer because there's so many things that you could do to improve. It's almost a no-brainer that you could double. All right, so how many ads have you run to promote this lead magnet? Did you create it and just put it on your website and hope that someone would come and find it by chance? Or did you advertise it? Did you put it out there in front of the people that you want to get it to? Remember, analysis is figuring out who. The creation is figuring out what they want. And the traffic part is figuring out where they are, where you're going to deliver that messaging. And that's ads. Whether they're free or whether they're paid, it doesn't matter. It's the action of putting it in front of your prospects. So how many times did you do that? How many times did you promote that lead magnet? Or actually have you? I'd say how many if you have. The other one, have you done SEO? That's search engine optimization. If your audience is actively seeking these, the keywords, looking for what you have to offer, that's a really good place to show up. You might want to invest in some search engine optimization to make sure that you show up when they're looking. Or if you don't want to go to that pain, just run the ads. Google will sell you the ad placement to put you in front of those people. Okay, so here's another one. I absolutely love this. Do you have affiliate swipe files? Affiliate swipe files is the copy that you can give to someone for them to promote you. If you don't know what an affiliate program is, it's a sales program where you open it up to the general public that says, if you send me a customer and I make money, I'll give you a percentage of the sale. I'm going to pay you as a salesperson. They don't refer to themselves as salespeople. They refer to themselves as affiliates. So that's a whole program. If you don't have an affiliate program in your business, you might want to consider that. I make a tremendous amount of money off of my affiliate sales, and in both ways, in and out. When I refer someone, I make money. When they refer me, they make money. I make money as well. So affiliate is a really, that's a really powerful tool to move your business. How many affiliates have you asked to promote your lead magnet? If you've never asked an affiliate to promote you, do you think that might do better for you next year if you did? Some affiliates have big audiences of your ideal customers. One affiliate could potentially double, triple, quadruple your business. I did one affiliate offer to a guy that had my exact list. We did a 1-hour webinar and we followed up 7 times. So I had 7 email follow-ups. And by the time we closed on the 7th day, I had $52,000 in sales. Yeah, it was a digital product. I gave him 50%. So I gave him $26,000. He made 26 grand for sending out 7 emails. You think he was pretty happy about that? And I was happy about that too, because that brought in a whole bunch of new customers, and all I had to do was show up for an hour on a webinar, make 26 grand. So this can be a very powerful thing, figuring out who has your audience and creating an affiliate program and making that relationship. That can be very lucrative. All right. Does this lead magnet have a sales funnel sequence behind it? Or is it just a lead magnet to build a list? If you're just building a list without any plans of following through to make a sale, you're dropping the ball. Remember, it's a sales process. The lead magnet is just the front end attention grabber. You still have to do the other steps. You have to create the demand and desire, eliminate the objections, and make the offer. That's your sales funnel. That's your sales process. You need to have that ready to go. Okay, so how many times have you promoted it on other people's podcasts? There is a 1,000,001 podcasts out there that are just dying for content providers to show up and give content to their audiences. These things are a dime a dozen. Some of them will do it for you just to fill airtime. They don't even want a commission off it. You know, I would personally cherry pick these. I wouldn't just go on anyone's podcast. I would cherry pick the one that was really powerful for me, for my sales process, and I would offer to pay them an affiliate commission. Say, hey, put me on, we'll do it like a webinar. I'll make an offer on the end and you'll get X amount of percent. Everybody's happy. Is it offered on your website? You know, if somebody goes to your website, could they see this? Could they find it? Could they automatically just opt in without any interaction, any intervention? You know, that's a pretty good thing to do. If you've got something really good to give away, is to put it on your website. Okay, so this was all about your list. This was basically about building your list and your lead magnets and your front end. Now we're going to talk about products. How many products did you add in 2022? Did you add any new products? If you didn't, you know, and this might pertain to you and it might not. If you're new, you might be working on your first product, and that's fine. But if you've been around and you've got a big customer base and you're serving a lot of people already, it's so easy to just add another product. Just figure out what else do they want? What else do they need? Offer another product. Like I said earlier, if you've changed the relationship from a prospect to a customer, it's 100 times easier to sell to them, to get them to purchase something else from you. So just by adding another product, you can increase your sales radically. You know, how many front-end offers? And for those of you that don't know, a front-end offer, it's the thing that you sell first, right? A back-end offer is the thing that you sell after the fact. So like for me, I will not, at this point in my life and my career, I will not create a product that doesn't have a back end to it. It just makes no sense whatsoever to me. Like all of my stuff that I create, all of my training products, all of that, it doesn't have to be a big back end. Like the back end for the ACT program, it's $29 a month, right? But it's so valuable. Most people they'll keep that forever. I've had people, I've been doing this since 2010, and there's a lot of people in the program that have been paying the $29 a month since then for 12 years. It's so cheap and there's so much value, and everyone that's paying that, it's like cheap insurance. They know I'm going to be there to answer their questions when they need me. If you went around that, if you came to me for just private consulting, it's $1,000 an hour. That's what I charge the companies that I do private consulting with. They pay it like it's nothing, because they know what I'm going to give them in that hour is going to make them way more. But for you guys that are just getting started out, $29 a month, you get the same advice. You can ask the same questions that they're paying $1,000 an hour for. You know, and chances are you're going to have questions that I'm going to be able to answer for as long as we're both breathing. So it's cheap insurance. So that's a back end offer. Sometimes people will start off with a small front end offer, and they'll go to, you know, a bigger offer, and then they'll go to like a massive offer. And a perfect example of that is if you're selling a do-it-yourself product. Here, I'm going to show you how to do it. I'm going to give you videos and you just do it on your own. That's step one. That's the first level. And then if you have trouble with that, I have a higher level where I help you and I do it with you. We're going to do it together. And that's kind of like what this is, the act. We're doing this together. You've got me, I'm here with you. And then the highest level is I just want it done. Do it for me. And you just don't even want to be part of the process. You just want to pay the check and have the thing delivered. So a lot of times people will do those 3 levels. That's basically 3 different products. So you'll get somebody to buy the first one, then they'll upgrade, they'll buy the second one, then they'll upgrade and buy the third one. Not everyone, but the more you have in your funnel, the more those numbers will scale up. So that's front end and back end offers. And it's like, how many front end offers did you create for this product? These are smaller slivers that might lead up to a higher product. How many back end offers? For me, it's a 1-to-1 mix. If I create a front end offer, it's a back end offer. It's a 1-to-1 mixture almost every time, at least. Now we go into the product name. What is the product? Again, you might have more than one of these, so just copy this and do it over and over. You put the price and the units sold in 2022. How many of these did you sell? Now, I'm not sure if we haven't really delved into big idea for a lot of you that are new, but big ideas are the attention grabbers. That's the concept that David Ogilvy made back in the 1950s of how to create headlines, how to literally just whip people's neck and grab their attention. They call that a big idea process. We have a whole lesson plan on that in the ACT program. But the question here is, how many big ideas have you developed for this product? You can have an unlimited amount of big ideas. Every big idea might grab a different avatar for the same product. So you might have different segments. You might need different big ideas for each segment, for each different avatar, even if it's from a difference between a man and a woman. You might have a big idea like the DeBurs. They had a different big idea for the men as they did with the women, because they knew you have a primary driver of significance for the man. So that's a specific big idea that's going to grab his attention. And then you had another one, different primary driver for the woman of security, different big idea, different angle. A big idea is just a different angle to sell the same thing to a different person. Or if you threw a big idea out at one of your prospects, one of your avatars, and they didn't take it, maybe you might want to try a different one. You know, keep trying until you get it right. Keep trying, you know, and you can use this. You can split test this. If you send a big idea out to 100 people and then you change it and you send it out to another 100, you can gauge, okay, did the first one work better than the second one? And if it did, then you go to that one as your control, and then you try another one against it. You keep trying things against it till you find something that works better. And then that's now your new control. And then you're fighting that one. So, you know, and eventually you might get good enough at this that you're happy. You got a good conversion ratio. There it is. You go forever, like diamonds are forever. That thing has lasted for almost a century. It's awesome. So, but they tried a tremendous amount of stuff before they hit that. How many ad campaigns, how many different angles do you think they tried before that they came up with that? Mary Garrity was a new, fresh pair of eyes. They hired her as a copywriter to come in and give them a fresh pair of eyes. And she did. And it worked. So, you know, new big idea. All right. Have you identified the most common objections? This is really important. If you don't know what's going to make them say no, you have no defense. You're just going to let those sales slip through your fingers. Have you identified why someone needs this? And I say needs and wants because they're two different things. They might not really need it, but they might want it. So have you figured out, you know, why they want it? what it's going to do for them? Have you identified the biggest benefits? This goes, hand in hand with their needs and their wants. Have you three-dimensionalized the benefits? Do you have an irresistible offer in place? If you're answering no to a lot of the stuff, or if you're answering no to any of this stuff, these are big triggers that can give you a massive result moving forward. All you have to do is just fill this out and then spend all of 2023 correcting as much as you can. And I guarantee you, you're going to make more. How much more depends on how hard you go at it. You might find that you have a tremendous amount of opportunities here to make more money very, very easily.
Does it matter the order in which you're correcting these things?
In some cases, like if you don't have like a first lead magnet, that's probably a good place to start. But other than that, not so much. I mean, anything that you can put as a leverage bar to get better results, I don't think it matters. I wouldn't penalize you for starting in the middle or the end or whatever. You could shuffle this deck and I don't think it would matter. As long as you had the basic framework of your marketing campaign in place, the basics of it, I think you could just pick one, whatever one's easiest for you. Just do that first. Okay, here's one. Do you have, how many times have you emailed this product to your list? How many webinars have you done for this product? And remember, a webinar is a sales presentation. You're showing them how to use it. You're showing them that this is going to do what they want. And they're going to get their desired outcome. It's your way to demonstrate your value. Have you done that? It could just be a video. It could be a sales video or even a sales script, that they read. It could be a long page sales letter. Have you done that? Do you have an affiliate system in place where you could offer someone to promote this for you and get paid for it? How many affiliates do you have for the product? And swipe files, what a swipe file is, it's the copy that you hand to the affiliate so they don't have to write the copy. Don't plan on an affiliate marketing your product. They're going to deliver the message that you've already created. You are going to have to market your product. You've done the heavy lifting for them. You're basically handing it to them on a silver platter. You're saying, here's a set of emails. If you send these out in the order that I tell you, this is what our past people have gotten. This is what you should be able to expect. If you don't have that, any affiliate that is worth their salt is going to turn you down. They're going to know that this is going to be a waste of time. So you have to have swipe files for your affiliates to send to their lists. Another thing, this may or may not apply to you if you've got high ticket items. Have you created a payment plan? Because that's going to be an objection. I don't have, $5,000 to give you right now, but I could pay you $500 a month for the whole year, which would give you $6,000 and we'd all be happy. So, and again, it depends on what you're selling, how much it is, all that. Does this product have recurring income attached to the offer? That's a back-end offer. That's what I talked about a minute ago. I just won't create any kind of offer that doesn't have a back end at this point. Doesn't make sense. It's not worth my time to do it. How many upsells do you have for this product? Keep in mind, the upsell doesn't have to be you creating a product. You might find another vendor that you can create an affiliate relationship, refer the product to your customers and make an affiliate commission. How many of those upsells do you have? How many downsells? If you're offering $1,000 item and somebody doesn't take it, do you have a downsell to give them maybe a light version of it for $199? They might just take you up on that, go through that program and decide, hey, this is really good. I want to upgrade. I want the full enchilada. Here's the remainder balance of the 800. So, okay, now for your offers. So we're on to offers here. How many new promotions, offers, and funnels did you build in 2022? How many incoming partner promotions? An incoming partner promotion is an affiliate that is making referral sales to you. Maybe they put you on a webinar. Maybe they put you on a high traffic website to refer your products. Those are incoming partner promotions. An outgoing partner promotion is where you're promoting someone else's product to your existing clientele or even your existing list. I have made a bunch of sales to people that are on my list that are not my customers. Just people that opted in for a lead magnet that I had. They didn't take my offer for whatever reason. You know, I don't hold that against them. I know what they want because of the segment they're in, how they came into my list. So if I come across an offer that I feel could help them, I'm going to send it to them. And in many cases, they will take that offer and I'll make money whether they're my customer or not. Because again, I'm positioning myself to help them. So that's an outgoing partner promotion. And then how many pieces of content did you create and release? You know, whether it be a press release or an article or putting something on someone else's site to promote you, even putting your listings in directories, you know, any kind of a content piece, a YouTube video, post it up to YouTube. You know, a banner that's put into Facebook or even a Facebook post. You know, you can post promotional videos into Facebook for free on your feeds, you know, and then ask the trick to that. If you want to do it for free, that when you put a post on your Facebook, the only people that see it is your friends, right? So what you have to do is you have to give them a reason to share it. And when your friend shares it, now it goes out to their friends. You know, it's like that, I think it was a Prel commercial where they said, and they told 2 friends and so on and so on and so on. And pretty soon a couple of people turned into a gazillion people. So that's how you get free promotion through social media. You have to make sure that your information is shared. Okay, how many emails were sent for that product? What was the average open rate? This is really important. If you look at your open rates, if you don't have an email program that will show you this, I would probably recommend you look into that. Because if you look at your open rates and you only had a 1% open rate, that means only one person out of 100 emails is going to see this. That's a problem with your grabbing attention. That's a problem with having no big idea. Remember what David Ogilvy said. He said, any kind of an ad campaign without a big idea is going to pass like a ship in the night, meaning it's not going to be seen. This will reveal that. If you've got a problem with your open rate, it's a problem with your big idea, your headline, your subject. So if that's an issue, that's an easy one to fix. And think about that. If 1 out of 100 are opening your email, if you got 50 out of 100, you got 50 times more chances to make a sale. I think we just increased your odds a little bit there with one thing, just one little thing. All right, so how many traffic channels were used to promote this product? And then I say rate each one of them in their level of effectiveness. Like if you ran a YouTube ad, maybe you ran a YouTube video ad and it just killed it. And then you ran a Facebook ad and you got nothing. And maybe you did some paid traffic through search engines and you got mediocre results. So moving forward in 2023, I would encourage you to cut the ones that didn't work and go all in on the ones that did and try new ones. Because remember, next year, we're going to ask you the same questions. How many traffic sources? If you only have one traffic source, you're on dangerous ground. Because if it stops working, you're done. Like a lot of people focus on SEO only, and Google is very fickle. They can giveth and they can taketh away. So if 100% of your sales are coming off of search, you're on dangerous ground. And if they can take it away at a moment's notice, and then you're stuck, you've got nothing. So number of traffic sources, the more traffic sources you have, think about traffic sources as appendages, right? If you have 10 and you lose one, it's like losing a finger. It's going to hurt, right? But ultimately, you're going to wake up tomorrow and life's going to be fine. not really too much is going to change if you lose 1 out of 10. If you have 2, that's like arms and legs. Guarantee you, if you lose a leg, it's not only going to hurt, you're going to wake up tomorrow and your life's going to change, right? Life is not going to be the same if you lose an arm or leg. And the appendage where you have only 1 is like your head. If you lose that, it's game over. You're done, right? But think about, as far as this game, I like to think of appendages as hairs on my head. If I lose one, I'm not even going to feel it, right? You want a lot of traffic sources. Okay, so next, I don't know if you guys have been through any kind of marketing training or not, but this is a typical SWOT analysis. And SWOT is strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. And a lot of people will tell you should be doing this in your business at least once a year. Write down, what are your strengths? Because your strengths you can leverage to your advantage. And what we just went through is going to show you a lot of your strengths and weaknesses. So leverage your strengths. If you've got a great ad that's kicking butt, push it, leverage it, lean on it, use your strengths. If you've got weaknesses, like let's say you don't have lead magnets or your open rates are bad or whatever, that's your weakness. So work on that, fix it, eliminate the weaknesses. Opportunities, this is like affiliates. There is a ton of people, I guarantee, can send you sales at a moment's notice. Those are opportunities. And threats is like having 1 traffic source. If you have 1 traffic source or you don't have a traffic source, that's a threat to your existence of your business. So, and again, there's tons of them. I'm just throwing out some generic examples so you can get an idea of how to start brainstorming this stuff. So again, SWOT is strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. That right there should be like your coat of armor. If you're wearing your coat of armor, you're going to be able to go onto the battlefield and feel pretty confident, right? If you don't, you're kind of living in la la land and you don't know what's going on. You're probably going to get pummeled. And, some of you might be feeling this. Some of you might have had this happen in the last year. I'm doing this so this doesn't happen. We're going to do this again next year. And I guarantee you, if you follow this, you're going to be in a whole different position. And then we're going to be able to advance you forward. So don't worry if you're just getting started. Don't worry if you fill this out and it's horrible. That's fine. That's just your starting point. That's your weakness. So here's the big question. What are you going to change in 2023? And I can assure you of this, if nothing on this list changes, nothing's going to change in your business. That I can guarantee you. I can give you a 100% money back guarantee on that one. So that is the end of my little pain exercise. I hope I didn't damage anybody too much. But it's really, that's an important game. And I play it once a year. You could do that quarterly. You could literally do this exercise quarterly or monthly, for that fact. The more you do it, the more the stuff is top of mind and the more you're focused on your goals and your business and really your marketing. This is all about your marketing. That's what it's all about. Your marketing is going to generate sales. Even if you're an introvert, even if you don't want to be out in front of people, even if you want to just like hide in your closet and spend the money your marketing campaign's making, Amazon will deliver you all the shit that you could ever want. You don't even have to go outside. But excuse me. But anyway, guaranteed, this stuff works. This is basic business principles. And if you don't focus on it, nothing will change. If you didn't know to do this, you'd probably start in 2023. You might have some, start off with some New Year's resolutions that are going to poof up in smoke in a week or so. but this should run through your business. This should be the core backbone. You know what you need. You need things, you need pieces of marketing that are going to grab attention. Those are big ideas. Those are lead magnets. Those are things you can give away to take somebody from a cold whatever and turn them into a prospect. Get them into your marketing funnel. And then you deliver the goods. You basically create demand and desire by telling them how they're going to use your product, how it's going to transform their life, how it's going to get them their desired outcome. And then you figure out what could any possible objection be and how do we kill it? How do we eliminate it before we make the offer? If you're doing that stuff, I guarantee you're going to do better next year than you did this year. You're probably going to do better than you've ever done. And you can just keep doing that year after year after year. I don't care how good you get, you will always be able to double using this process. You could have a $10 million business and you could probably double it doing just what I was talking about. Just increase the number of things on that sheet and you're going to increase your business. All right, Karen, you got your hand up again?
Yeah, so I'm wondering what your next step is yourself. You
For
said
me?
there's always, yeah, there's always like the one level, you give it all away, and then there's the other level, like, I don't want anything to do with this. You do it all.
Got it. Well, in my where I am in my business and in my life, I'm not really looking to get into more stuff. I'm kind of to the point where I'm looking to wind down. I plan on doing what I'm doing here forever. I like doing this. I like sharing this information. I like helping people. So this isn't like a job for me. This is fun. So I'll do this forever, but I'm not really looking to expand other portions of my business. I'm looking to kind of back out of that stuff. I want to just, go play on my boat and help you guys in the same process.
But then maybe you have the actual referrals of people that you.
Oh, yes. Yes. In fact, to more specifically to your point, I spent the last week kind of going through it. I do this again every year. I go through all the stuff like on my desktop, my file folders, and I clean stuff up and I throw a lot of stuff out. And I was just looking at all the assets that I have that I haven't used. Like I've got a ton of big ideas that I started and didn't finish that are great. I've got a ton of lead magnets that I maybe I even completed them and I just didn't put them up on a page. So I have a tremendous amount of assets at my fingertips that for me, all I would have to do is just go pluck some of those and put them into play. And basically what I've done as far as great referral sources, I have just about the best referral source on the planet at this point, and it's right here in Alignable. I partnered with Alignable to share this information to all of their members. And in 2023, that's going to be my goal, is to do as many presentations throughout as many groups as I can to spread the word about this program and how much it can help any business owner. So that's kind of my focus, my goal. And that's going to expand my business. But here's the cool part. It's not going to take a second more of my time for implementation. What I've created is absolutely scalable. It doesn't matter if there's 100 people going through the program or 100,000. It's all automated. Everything about this program I've automated. The only thing not automated is this weekly call. And like I said, I like doing it. As we scale up, as we get thousands of people into the program, what I might do is I might split it into a couple of calls a week, just to make sure that I can get everybody's questions answered, or, in some cases, I'll just stay on the calls longer to answer the questions. So that's kind of, for me, that's where I'm at.